Lalet Show, your host, King David. Welcome to Lalet Show. My name is David Mulatia. You can call me King David. And today we are having a very interesting talk with my sisters here. We will hear their name and the country that they are coming from. Today we are learning again. This is the second episode. We are learning about dowry payment in Africa. And yes, last time we had men. Today we have ladies to talk to us. So I'll start on my left. Just tell us your name and the country that you come from.
My name is Gertrude. I'm coming from Zambia.
Oh, Gertrude from Zambia. Okay, and then my immediate left.
My name is Nix Lorraine Chantel from Zimbabwe.
That is Chantel from Zimbabwe. And then my smiling sister.
I'm Ruth Gadisa from Ethiopia.
And then we have a gentleman who we had last time here. Pakwesi Daniel from
Ghana.
From Ghana. Wow. So I just want to know what happens in Ethiopia. If I were to get a wife from Ethiopia, what happens?
Okay, like different tribes, it has variation and differences.
Yeah.
But in the olden days, mostly women would like to receive gold.
Gold.
Yes, and you need to bring a lot of gold.
Gold.
And it varies, as I say. Like, let me talk about what happens in towns now.
Yes.
And why that was good was gold is always valuable. If something happened, the women could use that. Okay, they could sold it, they could sell it and have the money, and this and that. And it was a must before. And even sometimes they will ask you, like the day before the wedding, the best man of the groom will bring bags full of clothes and stuff, and they will present everything, and the family will gather, her aunts, her uncles, and everybody, and they will ask, hey, you haven't brought this, you haven't brought that, and if like they didn't decide, it's like a fun, but they mean it sometimes also. And if you haven't brought something, you need to call someone to be your someone,
a spokesman, something like
not
that.
A spokesman. You promise, like you say, we will bring this. You know, it won't be missing.
Now, do you have gold mining in Ethiopia?
In the southern part, we have, yes.
So if somebody wants to get a wife, that he has to go and look for the gold.
No, I think you buy just some.
How much would you quantify it in dollars?
Nowadays it's becoming very expensive. But then it wasn't much. But now it's expensive, and it's not this much as before now. The culture is changing. It doesn't. It's not like before, and most people are thinking about their life more than the gift, and they start like to build a life
together,
and then they prefer, most women, as I know, they prefer to have their house settled than to have gifts and stuff like that. But still some families and parents, they
still
ask,
value the gold,
and I think that led also to this, because people want to not to feel less than others or something. Sometimes they go and they borrow stuff, and that's not a good thing. I don't think it is a good thing to do that.
Well,
but still the gifts are most people would like to receive, but not as before.
Okay.
It's not
for the current wedding or current marriage, regardless if it's done in the church or in the local, what is it that it is a must for you to bring, for you to get a wife?
It depends on the family, because the family is the one who's deciding. But most of the time, the young women that I know, they will convince their parents.
They say I'm getting a husband, and the husband is more than
Important.
any gift or anything.
Okay.
And even I remember one girl went out and asked, "Am I just a material that you are exchanging me with?
You are selling me.
You are
Okay,
selling me."
yeah.
She just challenged her family, especially like people who are ministering. They are not very rich, and it's hard for them to get wives. But sometimes the girls are very courageous and challenge their parents, their family. And I know such friends of mine did this.
Wow, wonderful. Chantel, Zimbabwe, if I were to marry you today, what is it that I'm supposed to bring maybe to your family or to you?
Okay, first, you have to went to my relatives. So I will introduce you to my relatives, and also in turn, I'm also to go to your relatives, and you are to reintroduce me also to your relatives. And then, if you want to marry me now, then you go back to my parents, to my relatives, and you told them you want to marry me. If you want a wedding, you told them I want a wedding. Yeah. So then my relatives, they will give you a list of the things that I needed for dowry. First, you set a date for your visitation to my parents. Then they will give you a list.
You're doing like list, this is as if the list is very long.
The list, it begins with the groceries.
Groceries, like how many bags of?
Everything will be in cases. A case of sugar, a case of rice, a box of cooking oil, soap, and everything.
Do they like slaughter an animal or something like that?
Yeah, you have to bring also a goat.
Goat? How many goats?
Yeah, I can say 2.
2.
That can be manageable to be
cooked.
To
cook, yeah.
Then from that list, the gods may appear on that list, and then you have to pay. You don't go directly to my
parents,
into my home. You go somewhere like to my father's young brother.
Okay, to your uncle?
To my uncle. So you have to pay such amount of money like $100.
$100.
Yeah. For telling me that I want to marry from your family. And then after that, they will sit down and they charge about
15 cows.
Yeah.
On top of the 2 goats.
Yeah.
So now I don't go direct to your parents. I go through your uncle.
My uncle.
Then he gives me the direction to reach.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
But in my place, you can't go direct. It depends on the tribe actually that you're coming from. But most of the Akans, because we are mother hereditary, so you go through the mom. So I told you that we have 3 stages in marriage. So last time I talked about the first stage, which is the knocking. So the second stage is going to be the traditional marriage, which we call it the engagement. Now all through this time, you've not engaged the girl. The family is still seeing whether you are able. So the first time, the money you go in there or the gift you take there will decide if the family will give you the child, the lady to marry. They will just cut off your head with a lot of things. But there is no marriage in Ghana that is cheap. So they can ask for lots of clothing for the mother.
if you quantify the amount that you're supposed to give, that is the clothes, the food items, how much do you think could be in dollars?
That would be very difficult because some people, they will buy cheaper things.
Oh.
Some people buy expensive things. So when you get the list, then you're looking for what kind of things you like to buy.
You can afford.
There are marriages in Ghana that can cost you even up to $100,000.
Wow.
Just for marriage alone. There are some that can come very low as $1,000.
And that's only the dowry. It's not including the marriage ceremony.
Only the dowry. And then, so in our list, after all those long lists, there is still an amount of money that is included. And you need to provide that money. You're not buying clothes only for the mother, you're buying for the father, you are buying for the uncles, you are buying for the brothers of the girl, you are buying for the sisters, and then the wife that you are going to marry, you are buying loads of things for her.
That's a whole supermarket.
And when that is completed, then they will set the date for the real ceremony called the engagement. Then you provide a ring. That then the two families comes together and agree. Before that's where you are allowed to put a ring on the lady that this is now mine.
Now that all happens before the wedding day.
Exactly.
You start having another budget for the wedding day. Wow. Let's hear what happens with Gertrude from Zambia.
Yeah. Like my two colleagues have already alluded to, our cultures are similar.
Yeah.
In Zambia we have about 73 tribes, and so the way we approach this dowry thing is quite different from each. But there is something that I'm beginning to notice even in the city. There is one particular province, southern province. If one is to marry, they need to bring a lot of cattle. Yeah. But as people have been coming into the urban areas, we are seeing that now families are demanding for cash. Yeah, they want hard cash. There are 3 stages before somebody can take somebody's daughter. Just like in Zimbabwe, there will be an introduction. We want to know who is this person,
who is marrying our
daughter, what do they do for their living, and things like that. After the introduction, the young man now must go back and look for a person that we are calling a go-between. In our language, we call that person Bashibukombe. Okay. This is somebody who will go and speak on your behalf, on his behalf to the family. And when he knocks, before he enters, he must drop some cash. Before he sits, he must drop some cash.
So every step is dropping some money.
Yeah. When he sits together with the go-between, before they open their mouth, I must drop some cash.
Wow.
Yeah. Already the go-between has prepared a plate. Yeah, where he has put some money. Okay, already. So as they sit, he puts his plate on the table, and they have already given him some money. Now he can talk to the family.
Oh, now he gets allowed.
So you'll be able to tell the family, I have seen a flower in your garden, and I've come to ask
Looks
for a
similar
hand.
like in your place?
Yeah, I've come to ask for a hand in marriage. So the girl will be sitting somewhere in the corner. So the parents and the uncles will ask. She will not be the only one in the room. She may have some sisters or some cousins. Yeah, so they will ask the go-between, who among these girls is your flower?
Oh.
Yes, so the girl will be able to indicate by raising her hand.
Yeah.
And from there they will begin now to discuss. Yeah, they have asked for a hand in marriage, and so the parents will be able to ask them, how much are you willing to offer?
They first ask, how much are you willing to offer?
Yes.
Oh,
so
that's different from what our countries does, because for their country they give you a list. Now this other side you are being asked.
They are being asked.
I think this one is more fair.
This one.
So they go between together with the groom to be the who propose an amount, and now the family will be able to tell them no.
Yeah.
We are asking for this much.
and now they will begin to do a
To negotiate,
back and forth until they reach an agreeable amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the groom and the go-between, they don't leave that home without leaving something as a commitment. Like they'll come back to come and finish at a later date. So they will leave something and then they'll go back and now they'll begin to prepare.
Okay.
They have left something.
Yes,
Okay.
at least.
At least. So when they go to, after they have left that something, the family of the bride now will begin to prepare for a meal for the groom. Yeah. This meal is called, oh my God, how can I forget this meal? It's called in our language, Ichilanga Mulilo. It's simply saying to the groom-to-be that we want to come and show you our dishes. So that now you can be free whenever you are in town to come and have a meal at our home. Yeah, so they will sample different dishes that the groom-to-be will be able to come and eat from the home. Yeah, and after the bride begins to prepare and the family that meal, it so happens that they also begin to prepare another meal before that one. Yes, that meal is called Tsekela and Salam.
That's a very long name. Tsekela Salam.
Rejoicing. We are rejoicing because our daughter is about to get married.
So every meal has a meaning.
Yes. So we want to prepare a meal to take to this groom-to-be that we accept you. You are welcome in our family. Yeah. And so from then on, all the other ceremonies now begin to take place. Because the girl must have her own ceremony where mothers begin to prepare her. Though in the olden days I was told that even the young man will have some elderly people
to prepare him.
But as I have noticed in town, it's not happening. I see that the girls are being prepared for marriage more than the young men.
This is Lalet Show. You want to get married in Africa? Follow us. See you soon. Thank you for watching Lalet Show. We go to them, hear their story, and bring them to you.